We pride ourselves on our civilization, our ethics, and our capacity for love. But deep within each of us, ancient shadows roar: envy, jealousy, the capacity to betray. Many believe these emotions are flaws of our nature or sins of the soul. But science suggests the opposite. They are precision tools forged over millions of years in the fire of survival. We first need to understand that reason is not the opposite of emotion. They are partners in the same biological circuit. Today, we will delve into the biology of our imperfection. For centuries, the philosopher René Descartes convinced us that the mind was separate from the body, a historical error. The neuroscientist António Damásio proved that without emotion, human reason simply collapses. We see this in the famous case of Phineas Gage. Gage was an ethical and balanced man until an accident destroyed part of his frontal lobe. He did not lose his intelligence nor his memory. He lost the ability to feel and, with that, lost his social compass. He became irreverent, capricious, and incapable of following ethical norms. This teaches us that emotions, even those we try to repress, are the somatic markers that tell us what is advantageous for our survival as a group. Our ethics didn't fall from the sky. They were built on the biological need to care for the organism. But if emotion helps us decide, why does it push us toward envy or jealousy? Richard Dawkins' answer is disturbing. We are survival machines, vehicles built by colonies of selfish genes. The gene doesn't care about your happiness or your morality. It cares about its replication. From this perspective, jealousy is not just a weakness. It's an evolutionary mate-guarding mechanism to ensure that genetic investment isn't wasted. Envy, however bitter, arises from competitive comparison. In the state of nature, knowing who had more resources or status was the difference between life and death. The altruism we so admire is often just the selfishness of the gene on a larger scale. We help our relatives because they carry copies of our own genes. Yuval Harari reminds us that Homo sapiens dominated the world because they learned to cooperate in large numbers. But to do so, we had to create fictions, nations, money, human rights, and ethical laws. These mental constructs attempt to tame our biological impulses. However, conflict is inevitable. We have Stone Age brains living in a digital age. Steven Pinker identifies inner demons within us: predatory violence, the thirst for dominance, and the desire for revenge. Unethical conduct is often a return to the biological shortcut. It is the selfish gene trying to gain an immediate advantage in a complex social system that demands long-term sacrifice. It may seem cynical, but the capacity to be aggressive or cunning was necessary. Without the drive for dominance, our ancestors would have been swept away by fiercer competitors. However, evolution also gave us good angels: empathy, self-control, and reason. The pain of guilt or the shame of a blush are physical signs that we have violated the social contract that keeps us alive. We feel evil so that we can choose good. The anguish of envy or jealousy warns us about our position in the world, while reason tries to process these signals so that we do not destroy the group. Understanding that our darkest emotions have biological roots does not make them justifiable, but it does make them understandable. As Damásio wrote, the soul breathes through the body. Suffering, whether it begins in the mind or the flesh, happens in our biology. We are not just machines, nor just spirits. We are organisms in conflict, trying to use the light of reason to navigate the storms of a selfish genetic inheritance. Ultimately, knowing who we are, our shadows and our light, is the only tool that allows us to transcend our own nature.